Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee and I'm an educational support technologist for the Faculty of Creative Industries. And today we're going to be talking about intelligent agents and how they can help you communicate more effectively with your students and automate some of your communication. So we're going to go over to course admin, maybe an area you don't spend a lot of time in, but it is the area where you're able to see all of the tools available to you on Fanshawe Online. And now we're going to scroll down under communication. We have the link intelligent agents. So we're going to click on that. So intelligent agents allow you to set up a set of criteria that triggers an email notification to your students. So an example of this is if a student has achieved a certain score on a quiz, it may send them an email saying that they have successfully completed the quiz, or if they score below a certain amount, it will tell them that they need to retry it. It can be based on content that they've accessed or things they have done in the course, but it can also be based just on their activity within the course, so how they logged in. And that's what we're going to look at today for an example. So we're going to create a new intelligent agent that's going to send our students an email when they haven't accessed the course site for the last 7 days. This is great at the beginning of your course to check in with your students' course activity and throughout just to make sure they're checking in and completing the work that they need to do. So we're going to go up here to New. And now we're on the agent page. We'll give it a name. We're just going to call this check-in email. Just call it something that you'll remember what the actual agent is doing. We're going to scroll down some more, and then here we'll be able to select our criteria. And you can see that we have an ability to restrict it to certain roles within the class list. So we may want to just restrict it to students, just in case we have course leads attached to our courses, or other faculty or employees that may not have to access the course all the time and do not need this reminder. So we'll just use students, scroll down, and then we have the choice of activity. So we can choose login activity, which is if they've logged into Fanshawe Online. We can choose course activity, so that's if they've accessed the individual course site that you're setting the intelligent agent on. And then we also have release conditions, and we have a great video on release conditions available on the Fanshawe Online help page, but release conditions basically allow you to build a set of criteria based around either content or the learning objects on the course site. We're going to talk about course activity, so we're going to click on that, and we're going to set up a criteria where if the user has not accessed the course for at least 7 days, they're going to get an email. And you can make this 5 days, 3 days, whatever you think is appropriate for your students to be accessing the course site. If we scroll down some more, we also have actions. So do we want it to send them an email only once when they do not access the course site for the first 7 days, or do we want to send it to them every time after they have not accessed the course site for 7 days? We're just going to do it once as a reminder, but you have both options here. And also, all the way along your setup of your intelligent agent, you do have these links that will show you some additional information. So which action repetition setting should I use? It'll give you a few more details, and that'll help guide you through the process to allow you to figure out which settings are the best for your needs. And then we're going to scroll down and click Send Email. So just a reminder that the email does come from a do not reply at fanshaweonline.ca email address and not your email address. So you may just want to pop your email into the CC or BCC column. So we'll put cmonk at fanshaweonline.ca. Now, what do we put in the to column? What we're going to look for is what special email addresses can I use. We're going to click on that. And this is going to bring up a little pop-up that allows you to see what you should use. If we want it to be sent to the user who performs the actions necessary to satisfy the agent's criteria, we just want to copy this initiating user's replace string. So we're copying that with the curly brackets and the text within it. And then what it's going to do is just going to send it to the user who initiates the action. So in this example, it's the student who hasn't accessed the course site for the last 7 days. You're able to put a subject line. Let's put check-in, email. And then you can put a little message, hi, please access the course site. You may want to put something a little more detailed in there, but just for the example so you guys aren't watching me type the entire time. You put your message in here. And you can also add any file attachments. So this is actually great if you're doing it based on something they've completed or accessed and you want to give them some additional information or other things they may need to use. You can upload your files. You can record audio or video notes too if that's something that suits your needs. Or you can choose existing files or video notes that you've recorded. And you want to keep that in HTML. You can change it to plain text, but if you're using any kind of HTML features, images, anything like that, you want to keep that in HTML. So now down to scheduling. We can set this up to automatically send the email at certain intervals. If we don't set it up to use the schedule, we have to go in and manually use the intelligent agent. In some cases that is necessary, but in other cases you may want to set it to just automatically send the students the email so you're not having to go through, especially in this situation, and check who's accessed the course and who hasn't. So we're going to select use schedule. And then down here, we're going to update our schedule. And this is where we're going to determine when we run the agent. So when does the intelligent agent check for the criteria that we have outlined? So how many students, or if any students, haven't accessed the course site in the last 7 days, and how often it will send that email up. So we're going to have it repeat every day because we're going to have it check every day for students who haven't accessed the course site in the last 7 days. And you can also schedule dates. So you can have a start date for this, but you can also have an end date. And I think if you're working with course activity, the end date is really important because you may want to put the last day of the semester. So we could go into August and let's just say on the 7th. Because sometimes course sites stay active for about 30 days after your course has finished, just in case there are any appeals, your students need to access anything or handing anything in late. And we don't necessarily want your students to get an email about their course activity past the end date of the course because they don't actually have to go in and interact with the course. So we can press update. And then once everything looks good, we can press save and close. And we have our intelligent agent set up here, our check-in email. It will show you when it is set to run next. So it's going to run today. And it will tell you the date it last ran, and then it will show you any results of the last run. So that's how you set up intelligent agents. If you have any questions about these, you can get in touch with your educational support technologist, or you can go over to our help page and go to Fanshawe Online Help. This is a great resource because it provides contact information for your educational support technologist, but also guides and FOL help videos on many subjects, including intelligent agents. You can see here.